Long ago, in the Dreamtime, the world was a magical place. Animals and nature lived in harmony, and every creature had enough to eat and drink. Among them was a giant frog named Tudo. Tudo was unlike any other frog. He was huge, with shimmering green skin that sparkled like the morning dew and eyes as golden as the sun. But Tudo had one peculiar trait. He was always thirsty. One day, Tudo woke up feeling an unquenchable thirst, worse than he had ever felt before. He croaked loudly, "I must drink until my thirst is gone." He hopped to the nearest stream and began drinking. Tudo drank and drank until the water was completely dry. But his thirst was not satisfied. He moved to the river and drank it dry too. Still, he was thirsty. He didn't stop there. Tudo drank every lake, pond, and billabong he could find, leaving the land parched. Even the dew on the grass and the moisture from the air disappeared. The animals soon realized that something was terribly wrong. Without water, the plants began to wither, and the animals grew weak and hungry. They all gathered under a large gum tree to discuss the problem. The wise old wombat spoke first. "What has happened to all the water? Without it, we cannot survive." The kookaburra, perched on a high branch, replied, "I saw Tudo. He drank from the river until it was gone. I believe he has swallowed all the water." The kangaroo thumped his tail on the dry ground. "If Tudo has all the water, we must get him to release it. But how?" The wise old owl, who had been silent, finally spoke. "Tudo is a proud and serious frog. He will not listen to reason or pleas. There is only one way to make him release the water. We must make him laugh. If he laughs, he will open his mouth, and the water will pour out." The animals nodded in agreement and began planning how to make Tudo laugh. First, the kookaburra flew to Tudo and perched on a nearby rock. She began telling her funniest stories, but Tudo didn't so much as grin. Next, the kangaroo hopped over and performed acrobatic flips and spins. He even fell over dramatically, hoping to amuse Tudo, but the big frog just blinked slowly, unimpressed. The emu tried to dance, stomping his long legs and flapping his wings in a comical manner, but Tudo remained stone-faced. One by one, the animals tried their tricks. The possum rolled into a bowl and tumbled down a hill, the echidna wiggled its spines in a funny rhythm, and the platypus juggled pebbles with its webbed feet. But Tudo wouldn't even crack a smile. Finally, the little eel stepped forward. He was small and not very strong, but he was clever and determined. "Let me try," he said. The eel slithered and twisted his body into the most ridiculous shapes. He tied himself into knots, flipped in the air, and wriggled in the silliest dance anyone had ever seen. His antics were so absurd that even the other animals began to laugh. Tudo watched the eel, his golden eyes wide. At first, he tried to resist, but the eel's ridiculous movements were too much. A smile crept across his face, and then suddenly, Tudo burst into a booming laugh. Ha 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 ha. Tudo's laughter shook the ground. As he laughed, his enormous mouth opened wide, and all the water he had swallowed came rushing out. Streams flowed again, rivers filled their banks, and the lakes and ponds sparkled under the sun. The animals cheered and danced with joy as the land came back to life. Flowers bloomed, and trees stretched their roots to drink from the replenished soil. Tudo, feeling much lighter and happier, looked at the animals and said, "I am sorry for my greed. I didn't realize how much harm I caused." From that day on, Tudo promised to share and never to take more than he needed. The animals forgave him, and the land flourished once more, with water for all to share. Greed can lead to harmful, but kindness, teamwork, can solve even the most serious problems.